Hey folks, this week's blog post is about parenting, part two. And so this post is about basically child raising from birth to 7 years old. You can think of this initial 7 year period as your time to help lay down the basic operating system of how the person will generally use this view of themselves, the view of their world, the view of their future for the rest of their life. And so it can be, and that comes from Aaron Beck. He's a cognitive behavioral type guy. But it's a simple, easy way to think about, how we orient our lives, our view of ourselves, the world, and the future. So in that manner, the first 7 to 10 years is where the lion's share of the work happens. And if we do a reasonable job with that, it makes the subsequent 7 year periods of 7 to 14, 14 to 21, 21 to 28, I think a lot more effective, easier. It gets easier. Well, I don't know about easier, but at least, folks, your child sort of has a good head start. So I also point out 3 essential skills, which are reading, curiosity, and agency. And you can kind of think of your basically kind of structuring them for success. And by reading is one of those basic skills, and it's well researched. A person that reads well and has the passion for reading, that is a skill for them to go out and discover, find out information, figure out new thoughts and stuff. That's a basic thing. And in my mind, you cannot start soon enough reading to your child. And subsequently, just reading to them every day for a few minutes a day, and then reinforcing that throughout your day and stuff, they'll pick up reading pretty quickly. They'll be able to match vocabulary or sounds with letters, which will help them read, and you contextualize that into finding cookies in the grocery store. And certainly by the time kindergarten rolls around, they'll be able to read, they'll know their alphabet, they'll be able to write their name, and have a pretty good head start on that academic skill of reading. The second one is curiosity. And you can basically think of this first 7 year period is the child is really trying to figure out their environment, figure out what things are, how they work, and why. What are the rules around that? And then from that standpoint, sort of what they're ultimately working on is their sense of agency, their sense of self, and how to work or navigate in the world and get themselves into position for the future. Okay? So I make a quick little thing about discipline. Sometimes we think of disciplines as timeout. No, you strike 3, you're out of here. You have a timeout. But I think ultimately the goal of discipline is to frame it as a learning opportunity. And sometimes we need a timeout to kind of cool off or to get our wits or think about things, and you need space to do that. And so you can sort of think of discipline as an opportunity for learning. And when kids figure out, oh, hey, I can do my own time out and learn and figure some things out. And so there's a few little tips about how to set up those time outs so that the kid kind of sees it as a learning opportunity. And then last important piece is the acorn theory. And the guy's name is Hill. I forget his first name right off the top of my head, but he presents the acorn theory. And the acorn theory is simply this. An acorn represents a child, and in that acorn, there's the potential for that seed to germinate and develop into a huge oak tree that provides shade, a place for birds and insects to hang out, food for other little critters running around, squirrels and stuff, and shade. And also, when the leaves fall, it provides some nutrient value in the decompensation piece. So I think it's a very interesting metaphor for raising children, because I think in our role as parents, if we look at this as we're raising, the kid is already perfect. It already has its potential. We just have to help the child to kind of grow into themselves and provide learning opportunities, provide opportunities for them to figure out the world, to be curious, and set them up for going out and adventuring for themselves. And there will be more of that later in the subsequent weeks. So anyway, there you go. Thank you. Turn up the volume.